Splendid morning, everyone. My name is Soberekonbo Kuruye-Alele. Okay, so I started my musical journey as a choir boy. I started singing soprano, and of course, I sang for a while, and I proceeded from singing to learning instruments. I first of all learned the recorder, and then I moved on to the keyboard instruments. Now, in the keyboard instruments, I started learning the organ. I learned how to play the organ. I learned how to play the piano. I learned how to play the keyboard. The keyboard was the last amongst all of them. Now, how did I learn? That time when you meet people to teach you and then they won't agree to teach, um, you try to meet people to show you one or two things, even when you want to pay, it doesn't work out. Now, at that time, I had to encourage myself. I picked up a piano tutor called Smallwood, and I started learning from there, self-taught. And when I didn't know my way around, I had to ask one or two questions from my organist then, called Daddy Amoro. Yes, Amoro helped me. That's in First Baptist Church, and then I also got one or two opportunities to meet Gift Ogulu, Barrister Gift Ogulu, who also supported me in my learning days. Um, I tried to learn the small wood by myself. The small would have some numbers guiding the notes, right? So the numbers was a tool in helping you know the correct finger to go when you're playing. And at a point, I knew that the number was not going to help because there are some places they don't put the numbers. So you have to figure out what note is that. So through there, I had to learn my lines and spaces and to know how to read music and side play at the same time. Now, when I discovered that the organ and the keyboard is not the same thing, it was a different ball game altogether. In the organ, you have to play with your hands and your leg. So the legs also play musical notes, which I'm going to show you now. Now, after playing the organ, I also discovered that the keyboard has a different feel and expression also, which I'm going to show you now too. Okay, so now you can see the difference between the keyboard and the organ. although they use almost the same staff, but the organ has an extra stave that is added to the grand staff itself. That extra stave goes for the pedal, right? But not all scores have that. So at some point you just use the normal grand staff to play. Yeah. But the piano is different from the organ, even in sound and in looks. Now, the final one is the keyboard, which I also learned much later. Now, the keyboard is also having the same characteristic with the organ, but playing the keyboard, most times we play keyboard by ear. Okay, we don't necessarily use scores, contemporary songs, and all of that, and our own indigenous music. We don't even have scores for most of them, so we play by earring. Now, I learned how to play all keys by God's grace with the help of a friend who explained the technicalities about tone, semitone, right? He didn't know how to say it, but he just gave me a clue which guided me, and before I knew it, I was playing all the keys on the keyboard. And since that day till today, I play on all keys. People see some keys difficult, B, E, like that, and D flat, and so on and so forth. But I just play them at will. You guys see all keys as the same. Even if at some point when you're playing, it seems difficult, but with determination and practice, you get there. So that's how it works. So I learned how to play all these things. Now, this was during 1999. That was when I learned how to play the organ. Year 2000, I learned how to play the keyboard. And between that 1999 and year 2000, I also learned how to play the piano. These three instruments within that space of time. In my learning days, I also played for various groups. I played for First Baptist Church Band, and I was the band instrumental leader. Now, being an instrumental leader is different from being a band leader. They are two different things. So, I was instrumental leader, leading all and instructing all the instruments on what to play and how to play, intros and all of those things, and bridges and thereabouts. So, I was the instrumental leader. I joined the Greater Evangelism Band, 52 Hospital Road. I also joined the Headquarters Band, Greater Evangelism. That was in 2003, 2002, 2003. So I joined 93 Agri Road Band, that's in 2000. Yeah, 2000. And then a couple of other bands, so many bands I joined. I can't really factor them now, remember them now. I also met some prominent musicians while I was growing as a keyboardist, as a pianist, as an organist. I accompanied in so many places, in so many churches, as organist and choir master. So, by God's grace, I'm going to take us to the next instrument I learned how to play. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you.